All right. I'm hoping people can hear me, or at least see me. Hi, guys. Hello. Let me make sure that everything's all good over here. Ooh, look, I'm live. Oh, I see a lettuce. Hey, man, what's up? How you doing? All right. Well, this stream, I was not expecting it. But I had a series of weird things happen to me. It actually happened series of weird things. Goodness gracious. Not really a series of weird things, but basically, right after I ended my Simulacra stream, I went over and watched another streamer who I actually like a lot. Other than Mr. Perp, of course. Perp's my favorite, but I like a few other streamers as well. And if anybody's wanting to know, because I feel like I can go ahead and say his name, and I really enjoy his content. I've been watching his content for years, but it's Aaron Hansen of the Shuffle Master channel. And I actually was in his stream where he was going over Pokemon cards, and I just pop into his streams every once in a while, and he was talking about like older valuable Pokemon cards, and it's weird because I've been hearing more and more lately from a lot of different people that Pokemon is making this return kind of craze. And I hear it's a combination of the collectors for the cards have been going crazy and expanding and trying to buy as many cards as possible. I've heard the game itself is actually been turned into something really fun that people actually enjoy playing. And it was just a real surprise to me. And I was like, oh, well, like I have old Pokemon cards, and I have some other, old collectible card games and things like that I've had throughout my childhood. And but I've kind of never really bothered with them simply because growing up and holding onto my Pokemon cards and things like that, I kind of always like felt like they were never ever going to be worth anything. I don't know, and it's funny because here I am, a Magic player, who's kind of always had to accept the idea that Magic cards have like steep price tags on them, depending on how old they are or how strong they are or what have you. But for some reason, I was never really capable of understanding that with Magic cards. Um, I mean, Magic cards, listen to me. God, I wasn't paying attention to what I was saying. With Pokemon cards is what I meant to say. Pokemon and Yu-Gi-Oh! I was also distracted by looking at Mr. Lettuce. He says the online client is actually everything MTGO should be, or Arena. Are you meaning like MTGO is like a good game or something? The online client is actually everything MTGO should be. I mean, I don't play MTGO, but I've heard that it's a solid game. It's just not as pretty as Arena. But anyways, going back to what I was talking about, I'm also a little tired, guys, because I wasn't expecting to do this stream. But anyways, yeah, so I was in Aaron Hansen Shuffle Master's stream, and he was talking about like some of the insane price tags on some of these cards. And he mentioned like a couple of the cards that I owned in my collection that I just knew off the top of my head. And he was like, oh yeah, like they have these insane price tags and blah, 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 blah. And like they're nearly impossible to get and yada, yada. And I was like, for real? Like, no, that can't be true. So I sent Aaron Hansen on the Shuffle Master a $5 donation. Simply because I was legitimately like, I don't do that very often other than on like Perp's channel. I've also done it on like sent a super chat on Etherhub's channel. So those are literally the two only channels I've ever sent super chats to, Etherhub and Perp, until today, because I legitimately wanted to ask Aaron Hansen a question. And I asked him, I was like, hey, I have this card that you're talking about, and it's not like the absolute most ultimate version of it, but it's the second below it. Like, is this something I should take to get graded? And because I didn't know what to do. Like I didn't know how to like it was like I was trying to like understand like how those cards were expensive in the way that they were. And I couldn't like wrap my head around it when I realized it in the stream. And so I sent him a super chat asking him, and he kind of like looked and he was like, yeah, dude, it's kind of like the card that everybody's trying to get their hands on. So like, yeah, maybe you should do that. And like the way that he said it was kind of he wasn't rude. It just seemed like as if like it's kind of like when somebody, a random guy online, you know, that you've never seen or never heard before, suddenly walks up to you and he's like, "Oh yeah, like that super crazy rare valuable thing that you're talking about. I totally have one, and I don't have the ability to show it to you right now, but like I have one." It's like, uh-huh. Yeah, sure, buddy. You know, so um and it started making me like realize like, oh, well, like what if I have all these other things that are also worth a lot of money that I don't know about? So talking with I was actually talking with Pink Peacock quite a bit in the Discord, and he even brought up Yu-Gi-Oh cards. He's like, "Oh, well, some of those Yu-Gi-Oh cards have hefty prices on them too." And I was like, "Are you for real?" So I started basically this stream is me digging around through my old childhood properties and in the most sad, pathetic way possible, putting a price tag on my childhood. So I'm going to catch up on the chat, and then we're going to start looking at some real cards here. Pokemon CCG Online says, Lettuce, the online client is good, and when you buy a physical product, you get a code for digital redemption. Oh, that's cool. They're really cool. I wish, like, you know, more card games did stuff like that. That's really neat that they do that. Like, they make the... Like, they're like, hey, you have the physical version. Here's the digital version, too. And that way you get it on all sides. And it's like, that's really rad, man. Anto says, my grandparents threw out all of my old cards because they didn't think they weren't going to be worth anything. Well, I will admit that my collection is actually smaller than it used to be, but a lot of that was being like a, you know, like a 9 or 10-year-old kid making bad trades, you know? So, I mean, it happens even on my side. I mean, I feel lucky to still own some of the things that I have, but, you know, I've definitely heard other stories like that, like, oh, I had this, and like, blah, 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 my Christian mother burned it because it was a sign of the witch or something like that, and it's like, well, you know, fucking 90s and childhood, man. Fucking hit hard on collectors, huh? Tom Bomb says, oh, shit! Anto says, I had first edition foil Charizard. Well, you know what, Anto? Thing about first edition foil Charizards is that there's things before first edition foil Charizards that are better than first edition foil Charizards. For example, maybe a base set foil Charizard. Check that guy out, huh? Let me make sure that that looks nice and pretty on the camera. So yeah, this is and it's legit. Like it's not shadowless, which is apparently a thing. Like I guess the original base set cards had no shadow around the edge, which I learned about today. But yeah, this one has a shadow, which means it was on the second print run. But apparently that thing's worth a fortune. And this is the card I was talking about in Aaron Hansen's stream today. And like I was just like, should I like get this thing like appraised or something? And it's just like, I guess, you know, it's I don't know. So that was something that was really cool that I found out about today. And I found some other things too. So these were kind of like the big pulls. I kind of like basically went through the whole collection. And basically I said anything below like $40 I'm going to leave in the binder. Oop, there goes my cord. Go ahead and fix that. I threw this whole stream together at a last second, so everything's kind of like shifty and weird and stuff. This music is very intense. I was not expecting this music to be this intense. It was supposed to be chilling, and now we're like rocking out. Pink Peacock says, yup, that baby needs to be appraised. Yeah, I mean, I've never sent in a card for appraisal before. Like, and that's coming from a guy who also has some, like, a couple of $100 Magic cards. I've never like appraised any of my cards before, and I wouldn't really know how to go about it, which is part of the reason why I was asking that question in the Shuffle Masters stream, was because I was legitimately asking a question because I was like, I have this like thing, and it seems like it obviously needs to be appraised, but I don't know how to go about doing that. And like the idea of like sending something extremely valuable in the mail to somebody in hopes that they're going to like, you know, send it back. And like, I guess there's probably like an insurance plan or something. I mean, I don't know how it works, but I want to believe that they probably have like some way of protecting that. But it's like, because I've never done it before, I don't know what the steps are to do it. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, so let me just check something. Okay, that was weird. I had like a weird hiccup on my software. Like I said, because everything was thrown together at the last second, and I kind of threw this stream together all of a sudden. It's kind of thrown together a little bit. But let me show you guys a couple other ones that I had here that I was surprised by. So, first of all, big old Zard. I only took a quick look at him. I just kind of like looked him up on TCG Player, and it was like an overall mixed value of like $500 or something like that. So, like, having a few other Magic cards that I have that are from my childhood that are very valuable, like, I almost feel like that, like, there's no way that I could ever like let go of this, because I did open this guy. Like, not joking about that. I opened this guy in a booster pack when I was very little. I didn't open a lot of the base set, but I did open a few. And I never had a Venusaur, but I used to have a Blastoise, like a foil Blastoise from the base set. But I remember very clearly, at some point in my childhood, I think I traded him off. So I don't have the Blastoise anymore. But I never let go of this Charizard. I've had him for a very long time. And the thing is that I don't know if I would ever be able to let go of him. But it's weird because I've never owned a card that was that valuable. Like, I mean, I don't even own a Magic card that's like $500. Like, I own one that's like, I think like $300, but never like, I don't know. 500 seems like such a weirdly steep number that I don't know how to like handle that idea. It's weird. Oh man, you guys are, I'm sorry, I fell behind on the chat log. Let's see. Grandparents threw out in the Tom Bomb's like, oh shit! Didn't know you had Yu-Gi-Oh! Yeah, you know what? We'll do some Yu-Gi-Oh! Cards on here too. Like, mind you, I'm not cracking any packs. I'm literally like, when I was talking to Pink Peacock in the Discord, and he was the one who brought up like Yu-Gi-Oh! Cards, and I was like, oh my god, I have like a box of old Yu-Gi-Oh! Cards. Like, there's not many of them, but it's like a small box, like the size of a deck box, and there's some Yu-Gi-Oh! Cards in there. And he was the one who had me go and pull them all out, and I guess I have some good ones of those. So let me get Charizard out of the way because I'm tired of looking at him. I have also a couple of other relatively nice Pokemon cards here. I have this Lugia, who I found out is got a pretty weirdly hefty price on him. I have, what else do I have here? I have this Raikou, who I guess is pretty pricey. Mind you, like, I don't think any of them are in the, like, Charizard range or whatever, but they're pretty decent. Like, these guys all, like I said, I picked them based on the fact that they were worth $40 or more, which I feel like, normally I do, like, oh, if it's worth $20, it's worth looking into, but, like, I was kind of, like, trying to make it a little, like, really, really cut down to, like, what are the big bad boys here. I have this Shadowless Beginner's base set Alakazam. So, and he's got a lot of damage to him. I don't think you guys will be able to immediately see it on camera, but the foiling has scratches all around the sides, and there's also some scratches along the edges too. And with this Alakazam, I got this in a trade as a kid. There was another kid that I knew who collected Pokemon cards, and he was playing before I did, and he played with a whole bunch of these. Like, he had a deck that had like a bunch of copies of it, and he traded this to me for something that I can't remember. But this thing has a lot of play damage to it. It was like kind of like when people talk about like old Magic cards, like, we played on concrete. This guy was played on concrete, and you can like definitely see it in the foiling and stuff like that. Like, I'm gonna kind of pick him up and look at him a little closer. Yeah, there's like a lot of scratches on the foil. But it's cool. And it is the original base set. It has no shadow. It is like an original print. However, I think that I think it said that if it was like mint or like light play, it was like 80 some odd, I think. But I think because he's got all the damage, he'd probably not be worth that much. But it's cool. It's cool. Got this Houndoom. I would never have expected it to be worth whatever it was worth. Obviously it hit more than $40, so that's why I kind of put it in a case. It's a Houndoom. There you go. Seems cool. I don't know if people play with it. I didn't collect this stuff to like play. I was never, when it came to Pokemon cards, I was never a Pokemon card player. I was a collector. I collected a lot of things as a kid. I've always kind of had like a pack rat sort of mentality. And I mean, I even collected comic books. I've got some old comic books, guys. Like, I'm not going to do this stream with comic books, but someday we might go through my comic book collection. I have way too many comic books. It's ludicrous. I'll go ahead and admit, though, they didn't originally start as mine. My comic book collection came from my father. He gave it to me. And they're so rad. But I don't know. I've never, like, once again, these are things that I don't really think about selling, you know? Like, it's kind of one of those weird things where I don't know how to explain it. Like, I was a very materialistic kid in the sense that, like, when I was growing up, I was very obsessed with collecting things, and I don't know why, but, like, at the same time, like, I can enjoy that now that I'm older, because it's like I have all these memories attached to these things, you know? Like, and it's hard for me to think about, like, ever being in a situation where I would actually sell them. But then it makes me wonder, like, I don't know if you guys have ever thought about this kind of stuff before. Like, if you have, like, let me know. But, like, when you're, like, looking through your collections and that you've, like, owned for a long time, if any of you guys are like that, and, like, you're like, oh, this, like, is worth this much, and that's cool to know. And you're like, yeah, like, that's, like, worth $80, but, like, what's the price on that memory that you have for it, you know? Like, I don't know. It was super weird because I was, like, legitimately thinking, like, would it be a good idea for me to sell this Charizard card? You know, because it's worth so much. And I was like, but, like, the memories attached to it are so valuable to me. I don't know, like, and it was like I was debating whether or not that memory was, like, worth $500 or not. Like, it was just the weirdest feeling, and I still don't know how to think about it, because, like, I don't know. Like, I don't know if you guys have ever felt that way before, but let me know if you have. Let me know if you have. I would legitimately be curious to know if you guys have ever, like, looked at things like that and just been like, is this, like, does this thing that I adored as a child, and, like, I adore it because I adored it as a child, like, is it worth $500? Like, you know? It's weird. Shining Noctowl. It's got a nice price to it, I guess. I loved this card as a kid, actually. I never played with it, but I just liked what it was. So like this was this set that I can't remember the name of. I remember cracking open packs of this and people telling me that this was the set where they first introduced like shiny creatures, which were definitely a thing before the set existed. And like I remember like wanting to open like a shiny Pokemon card. I was like, how super cool would that be? Like the thing that's like super hard to do in the games, which also should be like nearly impossible to do in like the Pokemon cards, but they introduced it as like a new thing. Like how cool would it be to get one? And me and my friends, we bought a whole bunch of Pokemon booster packs of whatever the hell this set is called, because I don't freaking know what it is, but we bought a bunch of packs and I cracked that bitch open. And man, I felt like the coolest fucking kid on my block, man. I was like, look at me. I am the most rad tad motherfucker on this planet because I have a shining Noctowl. Like, I don't know. It's so funny to think about now. Dragon Slayer Gaming, good to see you again, my good friend. I'm glad to have you in here. Thank you for coming into the bonus stream. I know, like I said, I know that I kind of caught a lot of people off guard with this, but just felt right. Couldn't get this stuff out of my mind. Dragon Slayer Gaming says, hold on to them. If it is that rare of a card, then the price will only go up as time goes on, and consider it more of an investment. That and no memory, and the memories are priceless. Hold on to those. Yeah, that's kind of how I feel too. Like, because like almost all these cards, I think like all of them kind of have like a story. I mean, some of them are just like, for example, like Raikou. Like, that was just a cool open in the booster pack. Like, nothing special about it. But, like, the Shining Noctowl, like, I was so excited. I remember feeling absolutely, like opening that, like, made my week. Like, you know, like, or, the Houndoom wasn't a big deal, but the Alakazam was cool because I got it from somebody who, like, I don't know, it was just kind of cool because he's like, yeah, I played with it, and, like, this deck wins a lot, and blah, 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 and, like, Alakazam is the best, and I have so many of them, so I'll definitely trade you one, you know? Like, I don't know, it was super cool. I also have this Japanese foil Rocket Zapdos, and apparently that guy's worth something, I guess. Obviously it's more than 40, because that's why it's in this pile. But the thing about this card is I'm pretty sure, like, somebody gave it to me, like, a long time, because I know I didn't open this, but I think it was, like, a friend of mine gave it to me for some reason, and maybe it was, like, a birthday gift, and this was a long time ago, and, like, this is a friend that I lost in touch with, like, a long time ago as a kid, but I do remember getting that from somebody, and I feel bad that I can't remember, like, the full story of how I got it, or, like, who even gave it to me. But I do remember that this is not one that I opened my own. This is one that I got from somebody. But, yeah. So, let's see here. Lettuce says, we should set up another Jackbox session. My cat is the cutest. I'm glad that those are two separate thoughts. Yeah, we can. I'm down. I loved playing Jackbox with you, man. That was a lot of fun. So I have here a pile of Yu-Gi-Oh cards, which I have not all gone through thoroughly yet. And I also have my binder of extra Pokemon cards, which may or may not have some kind of price tag to them. So I think what I'm going to do is, when I originally decided that I was going to do this stream, it was because of the Yu-Gi-Oh cards, actually. And it was Pink Peacock who was helping me look through them for a little bit. And so I think we're going to kind of get into those. And there's some stories about some weird stuff you're going to see with some of these. So this was the one that I had up on the table that you guys probably saw earlier. And I left it face down so that everybody could recognize it as a Yu-Gi-Oh card. But I wanted to keep what was underneath this card a secret. And but now I'm going to flip it, and I'm going to reveal that secret to you, because I'm not sure what to think about this card. It's kind of cool. There you go. That is some kind of error Yu-Gi-Oh card. It's got the proper back and everything, but it's a rainbow. It's a rainbow bar. And I'm pretty sure that somebody gave that to me a long time ago. And I think I remember that the kid who gave it to me said, he was like, hey dude, like I opened like 3 of these in a booster box, and like I think he said, I heard that you can take this to a game store, and if you show it to them, they will give you a free Yu-Gi-Oh booster pack. And he's like, I'm going to do that with the 2 others that I found, but I'll give you this one and you can have a free booster pack. And I was like, okay, cool. And I took it, and I never took it to a game store. I never found out if what he said was true or not, because I just thought it was so cool. I just wanted to keep it. Like, mind you, like, this is once again, like, I guess he, like that kind of kid, he saw it as, like, trash. You know, like, this is garbage, but I can get it, like, a free booster pack out of it since it's garbage. But, like, that's the problem. Like, it's almost like a curse. I keep saying that I'm a pack rat. Seeing something like this for me was like, this is not garbage. This is something really cool and like different and weird, and like I'm going to keep it, and I don't care if anybody tells me that it's garbage, you know? So I just always kept it because I liked it. I never did anything with it. Never traded it in for a booster pack or anything like that, obviously, because I still own it. But it's cool, and I like it, and I still have it, and it's rad. So, let's see, Dragon Slayer Gaming says that is probably from a rest sheet. Those are the colors that they use for all printing. Oh, from a test sheet. Yeah, it's possible. So I have some piles of cards here. I'm pretty sure, well, I think one of them's not a Yu-Gi-Oh card. These were all found in a single box. There's other stuff down here. There's a booster pack wrapper. And then I have this weird, I don't know if this is real. I think it is. There's like there's a tumbler here, and it's got a Winged Dragon of Ra, which I think is real. And the reason why I question whether or not it is real is because I actually know that some of the cards I have in here are actually fake. For example, this guy, right on the backside, he is definitely fake. That is a full put-together Exodia, which can't possibly exist from what I remember. But it was cool, and somebody gave it to me, and they told me, I even remember them, like, there's some of these cards that I have that were given to me in a stack, and the guy who gave them to me, he's like, hey, by the way, these are fake cards. Like, they're totally fake. They don't exist. Like, but here, have fun, you know? I was like, okay, cool. So yeah, that's what this guy is, the Exodia Dark Master. He's a fake card. But I think this Winged Dragon of Ra is the real deal. I remember trying to get him out of the hard case so we can all kind of, here, if you guys want to see, I'm trying to get him out of the hard case. I remember when I got my hands on this guy, these were brand spanking new. Like, they were like brand new from the show, the Yu-Gi-Oh show or something. And everybody was talking about them. They were the 3 like god cards in Yu-Gi-Oh, and they were mythical, and everybody wanted them. And somebody gave me this. That's right. I didn't open it up in a booster pack, but the person who gave it to me, he said, I'm still trying to get this stupid thing out of this tumbler, by the way, guys. I'm sorry. He said that he had gotten a whole collection of them. He said they were part of a promotional series that he went to like an event for or something like that. Now, mind you, like, it's what some kid told me when I was a kid. And there are a lot of details that I don't remember because it was like years and years ago. But he said he got them at some kind of event. And he said that he was going to give me this one because he liked the other 2 better. And I was like, fuck you, I'm taking this card and I'm going to use it and it's going to be awesome. I can't for the life of me get this thing out of here. It's driving me insane, you guys. Goodness gracious, why? 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 I hope I don't damage these by trying to get them out. Ah! Why? Oh, goodness me. I can't get it out. Ooh, oh wait, don't do that. Oh wait, no, those are the plastic things. Those are okay. So if I destroy the plastic around them, it's fine. It's totally fine. Okay, I've got one of them out of the tumbler. Oh, I got both of them out of the tumbler. Okay. That was weird. They were like stuffed in together with like a penny sleeve. Okay, so, and they're all in their own individual cases. So this is a better look at the Dragon of Ra thing. And this is the fake Exodia card, which is kind of cool. But yeah, I don't know anything about like this game anymore. I played it for a tiny bit, you know? And I legitimately don't really remember anything about playing the game. So, oh, okay. Little boy says he's gonna pass out. You have a great night, boy. Boy, lettuce boy. Thank you so much for staying by and sticking around. And I don't know why. I think I'm getting tired too. I've been having a long day, and I think I'm mixing up my words because I'm tired as well. Okay, so one of the things that I was chatting with Pink Peacock about while I was looking into these cards is now I have to tell a story about being a stupid kid with cards that he collected and played with. So, with Yu-Gi-Oh cards, the corners would fray really easily. They would kind of like start to peel. And I noticed that when I was playing with them a lot. So my childhood logic behind seeing that happen so frequently was, well, if the corners are fraying and I don't want that to happen, then the way to prevent that from happening would be to take Scotch tape and tape all the corners. Right? Like, that makes sense. Like, obviously, it's a good idea to, take Scotch tape and wrap the corners of your cards with Scotch tape in order to prevent them from tearing or fraying, right? So, what we have here, guys, is a mishmash collection of cards that are in perfect condition. Well, perfect condition. Perfect condition. A lot of these are actually have, like, light play condition, I would say. But mishmashed in between the cards that are normal, there are cards with taped corners. And I was having fun earlier, before I started the stream, trying to peel the tape off of this Luster Dragon without tearing it. And I can definitely say that we had a... Let me kind of bring you guys back a little bit so we can get a bigger view of the playing field here. So I was able to get a decent amount of the tape off of this card. And by the way, I had to look it up because I didn't want to start tearing tape off of cards that are valuable. This card is like not really worth much. It's like, I think like less than $1 or something like that. So I was like, okay, well, if I tear this by accident, then I won't care because it's not worth anything and whatever. I mean, it's worth a memory. I mean, to be honest, there's nothing special about the Luster Dragon. I did remember I played a dragon deck, and I remember he was relatively a good creature in the deck, so that's fine. But I began tearing the tape off of this card, and it's just on the corners, just right on the corners of the card. Very light, not very heavy. And I was able to get most of the tape off, but there's some tape that has literally been stuck on there for longer than a decade that it just won't come off. And, like, I think if I were to actually, like, try to get it off, it would probably definitely tear the card. So, sadly, a bunch of these cards, especially ones that are supposedly very valuable and very hard to come by, have tape on the corners. So, Dragon Slayer Gaming says, Yu-Gi-Oh! Got way complicated over the years. You probably need a minor college course to understand it now. Yeah, I'm not really into playing it. I don't know. I had fun with it, because, like, somebody helped me build the deck that was, like, all dragons and shit like that. And it was cool and fun, but, it just, I got tired of it, and I thought it kept getting more complicated, and I just kind of lost interest in it. So, we have, right away. We have here a Dark Magician, which I think is, like, the real deal, and he has, let me see. I'm pulling him out of the sleeve to check what he looks like. So yeah, he has some pretty serious damage to him. He's got a dog-eared corner. I don't know if you guys can see that in the camera. The corner is dog-eared, like right there. His big old crease. And corners are frayed. No tape. There's no tape on this guy. But you can see frayed corner there, frayed corner there. Cards dog-eared. But yeah, it's the Dark Magician, which is kind of cool, I guess. And luckily I wasn't stupid enough to put fucking scotch tape on it, so we're good on that. But yeah, he's got a lot of damage to him. But yeah, that's a thing. I have not looked up any price tags on these guys yet. Because basically what happened was I keep bringing up Pink Peacock. Check him out. He's got a channel. He's got good stuff. Check his stuff out. Check out Pink Peacock. But I was chatting with Pink Peacock, and he was telling me that, like, oh, look at all your Yu-Gi-Oh cards and we'll figure it out. And basically after I started that conversation with him, I basically pretty much started this stream. So I have not actually looked up any price tags on these cards yet. Now we have a Blue Eyes White Dragon. This one has tape on it. So I'm just going to automatically treat him like he's damaged. Just assume that, like, and I would say, I don't know, I feel like that's probably, like, what, medium damage or something? I don't know what you would call that. Maybe it's permanent damage, but yeah, that's a Blue Eyes White Dragon with tape on it. Oh, and he's got some, does he have, yeah, he's got some, like, there's some weird bending along the side as well. I definitely played with these guys. Like, I have, like, 3 of them. And they definitely were played with. One of them doesn't have tape on it, though, which is weird because I'm pretty sure I played with all 3 of them. But it is surprising that one of them has tape and one of them doesn't. So I don't really know what's up with that. But this is the one with tape. I'm going to go ahead and put him back in the sleeve. I'm scared to try and take the tape off. So I'm just going to, like, say that that's what it is. It's a taped Blue Eyes. Like, it has character. This is a Blue Eyes Toon Dragon. I remember when the series was doing its thing, and this was a big deal. I actually also have the Toon Universe card that goes with it, or what, Toon World or whatever. And my deck was like mishmash of like toons and dragons and stupid things like that. It was pretty funny, but I liked it because he was really cool. I always thought the little cartoon drawing of him was really cool. I was definitely a big fan of this artwork as a kid, which is funny to see it. It has tape corners as well. I know. I definitely fucked these cards up as a kid, and I gave no shits. I was like, whatever, like, these are, like, who cares? Like, I'm a kid, I got toys, I fuck up my toys, I don't give a shit. Hey, what's up, Cobalt Steel? We're looking at childhood memories, mostly cards. This is a Blue Eyes Ultimate Dragon. This guy is totally legit, and got him in a trade, which was really cool because the guy who traded him to me was actually practically giving him away to me, in a sense. Because I had this dragon deck that I keep telling you guys about. It had 3 Blue Eyes, and he's like, dude, if you have 3 Blue Eyes, you should be fusing those bitches together and getting a fucking Blue Eyes Ultimate Dragon, bro. And I was like, that's a thing? And he's like, hell yeah, man, I'll trade you one. Like, and he like didn't even want like super good cards. It was like he just wanted to give it to me, kind of. Like, he was like, I'm not, I will trade you for this. Like, I'm not just gonna give it to you, but like, I won't take super good things from you. Like, I just want you to have it so you could play it. And so I remember that really well. He does not have taped corners. Let me double check to make sure. Yep, no tape. So that is a 100% put together, totally legit Blue Eyes Ultimate Dragon, no tape. So hopefully maybe that's worth something. I don't know. But it was cool. I don't think I recall never being able to summon that guy ever. Because if I remember correctly, it took a fuckload of work to get him out, and it was impossible to do it, and I never did. I remember never being able to get him out. These are all Yu-Gi-Oh cards, Home Slice. I just literally pulled this box off the shelf, started looking through things, and then started this stream pretty much. I was, chatting with Pink Peacock before this, and he was the one who was like, bro, I want to see these cards. Like, I sent him some pictures, but he's like, I want to see these, and I'm like, well, I'm going to do a stream then, and I'm going to put them on camera. So here we are. This is a Blue Eyes White Dragon, has light play damage. I can see like some minor folds and like light play creases. No tape. That is the like probably best condition Blue Eyes White Dragon that I have. The other one, sadly, would be in better condition if it didn't have tape on the corners. But, yeah, so all these goddamn blue eyes, they are everywhere. What is this guy? Toon Summon Skull. I remember having an original Summon Skull, but I don't know what happened to it. I think it's just gone forever. I don't know. That was part of the Toon World build. There's the actual Toon World. With tape on the corners. Hell yes. Oh, I love my childhood self for doing that. That's wonderful. Yu-Gi-Oh! That's a rare name these days, says Cobalt Steel. Yeah, I don't know. I don't even know if it's actually, like, I don't know anything about Yu-Gi-Oh! Anymore. I'll just be straight up about it. I only knew, like, I probably played Yu-Gi-Oh! For, like, maybe 2 years while I was in, like, 7th and 8th grade. I think that's what it was. And I was literally playing it because it was a fad among my friends, you know? That's literally why I played it. It wasn't, like, I never really totally enjoyed it. The only thing I did enjoy was the one dragon deck that I built, which is basically you guys are seeing the skeleton of it. That's the only thing I liked about the game, because I was like, yeah, dragons, yeah, beat them up with the dragons, yeah, dragons, yes, yes, dragons, and definitely dragons everywhere. There's another dragon. These are all, like, pieces of the dragons that I played with. There's Masked Dragon. Manga Ryuran, he was a dragon. He was a Toon Dragon. This is a Toon Dragon. This is the Flute of Summoning Dragon, and it's a foil. I don't know. Is it? Hey, look at that. No taped corners. It's got a little bit of play damage. I can see some scratches on the corners, but no tape. That's cool. Mountain. This is a dragon card. Yeah, it makes all your dragons stronger. Fusion Gate. I think this was the card that I used to try to fuse my Blue Eyes dragons together. I think that's what I used to do it, but I can't remember. I feel like I maybe had... This one has... Oh my god, can you guys see that crease? Look at that crease, man! Oh my god! Can you guys see that shit? Look at that. Oh, gross. Man, that shit is destroyed. Oh my god. I love it. I love it. These cards have a lot of love put into them, for sure. Dragon Treasure, that does more dragon-y things. Makes them stronger. Okay, so I got a bunch of things. Stamping Destruction! Makes dragons hurt more. Everything is kind of like, play dragons, play dragons, play dragons. Do you like dragons? You should play dragons. Like, that's kind of like what all this shit is. Ooh, Dragon's Rage. Bro, are you playing dragons? Then you should totally play this dragon card meant for dragons. Red Eyes Darkness Dragon. So this guy, I don't really remember what his deal was. Obviously he was from the Red Eyes Black Dragon, but I can't remember if it's like, I don't even remember I feel like I played with him, but I can't remember what he did. I mean, I'm looking at the card, but it, like, doesn't... It's just jibber-jabber to me. Like, here, I'll read it. It says, this card cannot be normal summoned or set. This card cannot be special summoned, except by tributing one Red Eyes Black Dragon on your side of the field. Oh, I remember that shit. Okay. Increase the attack of this card by 300 points for each Dragon-type monster in your graveyard. Yeah, I did play with that guy. He's just like, hi, I'm going to be a better Red Eyes Black Dragon. Oh, and I noticed you're playing with dragons. Like, would you like a better dragon effect? Here you go. Play with more dragons. You clearly need more dragons. This Red Eyes Black Dragon... Oh, wait, is there no tape on... Oh, no, there's tape on it. Okay, that's what I thought. This Red Eyes Black Dragon has tape on it. So glad I did that. These cards on the bottom are part of, like, a special set. Okay, so I remember this because I remember being so stoked about these cards because I thought they were so cool. So all these cards are part of, like, a combo, and you had to kind of, like, play each one, like, after one another, and, like, it was like this stupid, like, 5 or 6 card combo or something like that. And it was Inferno Tempest, and then Pet in the Dark Clown, I guess, and then Rare Metal Dragon. Dragons! More dragons! Familiar Knight, and Return from the Different Dimensions. So, like, what I remember was that you had, like, these three guys out, and, like, you were able to, like, have them out by themselves, and then blow up the battlefield with this Inferno Tempest. And then you would have this trap card that would be like, hey, all your guys that died, they're back alive now. And then, like, after you would get them all back, you would, like, sacrifice them to, like, these cards, these three guys right here. And they would be, like, a super creature combo thing. And, like, it was crazy. They were from, like, a movie, I think. And I remember not seeing the movie, but getting the cards. I have a Sequala and a Unifrog, and I remember having those cards because I thought they were cool, and not because of playing with them or any other logical reason. I was like, dude, is that a frog that's a unicorn frog? It's like, yeah, and it's like, I want that, and he's like, all right, have it. Oh man, he's just so funny to me. I'm like, I don't know, I'm so deep in my nostalgia right now, it's stupid. Jam Breeding Machine, covered in tape! Definitely, wait, oh yeah, it's covered in tape. I was like excited because I thought it didn't have any tape on it, but no, it has tape. Time Wizard has like a frayed corner, but no tape and no other damage. It's got like a corner that's kind of like, bent a little bit down on the bottom here, I guess. Hoshingen, and it's got taped corners. Seems like it's a good card. I don't know, and I kind of don't care. I have this random Digimon card in here. Oh yes, I forgot about this. Turtle Oath. Okay. Turtle Oath is used to summon the best creature in Yu-Gi-Oh! Ever. Now, sadly, I don't have it sitting in front of me, but it's somewhere around the house. I don't want to go and get it, but for anybody who's ever heard of the absolutely crazy powerful and truly amazing Crab Turtle, dun dun dun, the ultimate evil powerful monster in all of Yu-Gi-Oh! It is truly a force to be reckoned with. It is the mighty Crab Turtle. That's right. All cower beneath the mighty power of the Crab Turtle. I wish I could show you guys. I wish I just had it right here in front of me, but I don't. Look up a card called Crab Turtle. It's the greatest card ever made in Yu-Gi-Oh! And everybody should know about it. I have these other things. Performance of Sword and Commencement Dance, which I think are like a combo that go together, I guess. Yeah, it's like Performance of Sword, which is a creature. Oh man, this thing is bent in half. Oh my god. Oh man, I did not give a shit as a kid when it came to Yu-Gi-Oh cards. Oh my god, these things are practically destroyed. It's so funny to me. I remember this creature had to be summoned using this card, but I don't remember what they're... I mean, I could read them, but I don't really care. Dragon Slayer Gaming says, Habs has crabs! Crab turtles. I have crab turtles. Monster Reborn, which is totally bent to shit. The corners are frayed. There's dog ears in it. Like, it's got creases along the corners. Like, it's messed up. And here's another dog-eared Monster Reborn, totally destroyed. Toon Mermaid with taped corners, awesome. Good for me. Good. So glad that as a kid I did this. Dancing Fairy with taped corners. I remember one of my friends told me this card was so powerful, and I remember reading it and never understanding what this card was supposed to do. So it's... Dancing Fairy, as long as this card remains on your side of the field, face-up defense position, increase your life points by 1,000 during each of your standby phases. Oh, so it's like it just allows you to gain a ton of life constantly. That's kind of cool, I guess. That's neat. I have some fake cards in here. I remember these being fake. I have this thing called the XZ Tank Cannon. And then I have the YZ Tank Dragon. Both are fake cards. That is not a Yu-Gi-Oh card. That is a card from a totally different game. Those cards I remember are fake. The Tank Dragon and Dragon Thing and Tank Gun and brah. Dragon Slayer Gaming says, I need to get to bed myself. Have a great night. All right, well, I've got like 2 minutes. Most of the rest of these... Oh, look at that. I do have a Summon Skull. So I have this weird dragon, and then I have this other weird dragon, and then I have this other weird dragon, and then I have a Summon Skull. And then I have a fake dragon, and then I have some... Look at that. Pringles cards. Look at these cards. They're like Pringles, bro. Look at that. Look at that shit. They're foils. They are like these weird, crazy foils. But they are... Pringles, my friends. Look at that. These are ancient cards, too. I've had these since I was a kid. Pringles. And then Burst Stream of Destruction. And then Reload. Alright. So, I'm going to end this here. I had a lot of fun. Just kind of like going through all these cards. Feel free to let me know if any of them I need to like really keep track of. I might look some of these up. I don't really know. I would love to hear your guys' opinions about what I was saying about the price of memories and nostalgia and stuff like that. Like I was talking about like, how I was trying to figure out like if the price tag on the Charizard is like worth like losing a memory of something, a precious memory. And that's kind of like what I was trying to go for with the title of the stream as well, kind of being like a joke in the sense of like in this stream, I'm going to be saying how valuable my childhood is. And like, it was a tongue-in-cheek joke. But it's just weird because I'm curious to know if people like are more like, cause it's like, there's always the people who are like, I want this card. Like, I remember like, when I was in the stream, when I was in Shovel Master stream, he was saying like, yeah, like everybody's trying to get their hands on that card. And it's like, like it's one perspective when it's kind of like, when you want like the Black Lotus in Magic the Gathering and you feel like you're chasing after that dream and you're just like, yeah, like that's like, I strive for it. Like I want it. And you like have that feeling of wanting. But then like when you're a person that like owns it, like, cause that's what I was like thinking about that was kind of like interesting to me is like thinking about like, this is like supposedly like the Pokemon dream card. It's totally legit and everything. And it's like, oh, it's my dream to own that Pokemon card as the ultimate Pokemon fan. And it's like, but like when you actually like own it, and like I've had it, since I was a child. And, when I've had it since I was a small child and like holding on to it and like, it's just like, is it the money that matters or is it like the actual memory of it? Like, am I too attached to it to let it go, And I mean, there are Magic cards that I have in my collection where it's just like, I just want them. Like, like I don't want to get rid of them or sell them. I just want to own them because I like them, And I was kind of like thinking like, is that card worth the memory? Is the value of it worth the memory? It was just a weird thought, because, I don't feel like I come across that encounter very often, but this card definitely, like, triggered that in me today. Like, I was like, would I feel comfortable with selling that? Like, I do feel weird just thinking about the idea of, like, even grading it. Like, sending it to be graded, like, that weirds me out a little bit. Like, I can't even, like, completely wrap my head around the possibility of doing that. And I've just never had to have that thought cross my mind before. It was weird. So that's why I wanted to do this stream as well, is kind of like get my, explain my thoughts on it. Cause it's really a weird feeling. But yeah, I got to end it here. I'm already 2 minutes over time. I, got to hang out with you guys for an hour and it was a bonus stream and we had a lot of fun, which was super cool. But I will have to call it here. So if you guys are not already subscribed, please subscribe. We're getting bigger, which is nice. And I love having new people, which is awesome. So go ahead and subscribe if you're not already done it. And if you had a good time, go ahead and hit that thumbs up button. Hit the notification bell so you guys can know when I'm going to be live for maybe more bonus streams. Who knows? And go ahead and check in the descriptions below for various cool links like donations, and my P.O. Box is in there as well. And I open things up on stream, so if you ever want to see me crack something open that you sent, go ahead and send it through my P.O. Box. Other than that, guys, follow your dreams, okay? And have a great night. Take it easy. Be safe. Have a good night. All right. Goodbye, guys. Goodbye, guys. Goodbye.